electric field at a point on the equatorial line of the dipole dipole see this they want to do the second method some student they want, therefore I am doing this is the electric charges and field 004 level A level, because we have A level, B level, C level and D level and E level, right? A level, the students who study for A level, you will get the up to above 50 to 60%, B level 60 to 70%, like that it goes up to rank. Therefore students who are in A level, then for B level, for it contains problems and little higher, C level state CET, and D level IIT and IIT level and NEET exams, and E level IIT NEET exams and international level, all that. Therefore gradually you can go. This is only for the students who want to acquire just 60%. Therefore some of the details I am avoiding it, purely concentrating on the exam, which is now it is a 5-mark question. It is. Please refer your notes or college notes or write on the notes on your own. See, consider a dipole. See, this is consider a dipole. Dipole. See, dipole here I will keep negative here, positive here, this side. Of dipole AB, O is the center of the dipole and 2L is the length. That means this is L, this is also L. Let consider some point P, which is at a distance of R from the perpendicular bisector. See, this is a perpendicular bisector. This is called equatorial line. This is called equatorial line. Passes through the perpendicular bisector. That is midpoint of the dipole. Now, if R is the distance, right? Now, here, what is electric field due to plus charge, that is plus Q, electric field due to this what E1, right? Similarly, you join this electric field at this point due to minus Q is E2 towards PB. This is away from AP. Now this is the distance is X. Let me call AP is X. This is also X. Since it is a perpendicular bisector, what you observe here, AP equal to PB. Both are is equal to X. Here OP is equal to R. What is that? AB. AB is equal to 2L. That is OA equal to OB equal to L. Now, the dipole moment is from where? From negative to positive. What is dipole moment? From negative to positive it goes. What is the dipole moment? You can write dipole moment. What dipole moment? Dipole moment is equal to product of magnitude of the charge and distance between the charge. Coulomb meter, right? You write like this, that is P equal to, don't write in the vector form, Q2L, I'll write it. The scalar form, I'll write it. Okay. Now these are the preliminary things you have to work it out. Like this is the theta. Theta is the angle. Before in the examination, as soon as you go there, write all this thing. Then you stress this arrow mark properly. See that both should be equal that way, right? Don't show that. Now you write a sentence. What is that? Consider a dipole producing an electric field at P at a distance of R from the center of dipole, that is along the perpendicular bisector of the line joining two charges, that is plus q and minus q, or joining the dipole. Therefore, electric field at P due to the charge at A, what? E1, that is equal to E1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge Q by AP square along AP, that is away from AP. Similarly, electric field at P due to the charge at B, that is due to positive charge, this is negative charge. Therefore, that is E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I am writing magnitude of the charge only because this is the direction. It is attracting, because of negative it is attracting. Therefore, Q by PB square. Since AP equal to PB, that is equal to X. As a result, therefore, E1 equal to E2 in magnitude. Only directions are different. That is equal to, you can write called E. Both are equal magnitude, right? Okay. Now, what I do is, what is E1? E1, E2, this is the way. Therefore, I write E1 is equal to, let me call 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to K. Q by AP is what? X. PB also X. Therefore, X square. Correct? This is X square. PB also X square. Understood? Now, resolving E1. Look, I am resolving E1 into two components. I am resolving E1 into two rectangular components. That is what? Resolving two rectangular components. One is what? Along the horizontal direction, right? Another one is in vertical direction. That is, if this is theta, therefore this is also theta. That what, right? E cos, that is what? E1 cos theta. This will be what? E1 sin theta. One is vertical, another is horizontal. Similarly, resolving, this is also theta, right? Equal, right? But this, both are equal in size, therefore the theta should be same. Resolving E2 in mutually perpendicular axis, rectangular axis, that is E2 cos theta, then E2 sin theta. This is downward, this is upward. Because both are equal, therefore resolving, how to write in sentence? Resolving E1 in two rectangular component. They are mutually perpendicular. That was E1 cos theta parallel to AB and E1 sin theta along perpendicular to AB. Perpendicular to AB. This upward, this sideward, right? Similarly, resolving E2 in two rectangular components, E1 cos theta parallel to AB, right? E2 cos theta and E2 sin theta perpendicular, that is perpendicular to AB downwards. Therefore, E1 equal to E2. Therefore, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta cancel each other. Because one is upward, another is what? Downward. Cancel each other, right? Therefore, the resultant field. Therefore, the resultant electric field is equal to E is equal to E1 cos theta, That means E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. Since E1 equal to E2 is equal to E is equal to what you got? E1 equal to E2, E1 equal to E2 equal to E, that is KQ x square, that is right. This is K, Q, AP and BB, both are x only. This time writing x square, therefore K, Q, x square, therefore I write it here. Therefore, the resultant is equal to E cos theta plus E cos theta, that is equal to 2E cos theta, but substitute here. E is what? KQ x square and cos theta. What is cos theta? This is x, this is x, this is R, this is L, this is theta. Therefore, theta, this is L, this is R. Cos theta is what? Cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? L. Hypotenuse is x. Cos theta equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? L. Hypotenuse is x. Therefore, this cos theta I am substituting here. What is it? Adjacent is what? L. Hypotenuse is x. Therefore, E resultant is equal to K2 Q here something what 2Q. What about this L? 2L divided by what you get? X square into x, x cube. X square into x. Then rearrange it here. K is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge into what? Charge into distance between the charge. Charge into distance charge. I'll write x cube. This is dipole moment, is it not? This is magnitude of dipole moment. Therefore, ER is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Dipole moment is P by x cube. Now how to write that x cube? You know what? This from this triangle x square. This is A O P, correct? A O P. What is x square? X square is equal to L square plus R square. X is equal to square root of, better put R square plus L square. This is a variable, right? Or x is equal to R square plus L square to the power of half. Then what is x cube? Cubing both sides, R square plus L square, 3 by 2 you get it. That is substitute here. The electric field ER is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square plus L square, 3 by 2. Now one thing you have to observe. See here, resultant electric field in this direction. But dipole is in the opposite direction. Dipole is in the opposite direction. Therefore, here this is the dipole. This is plus Q, this is minus Q. Dipole moment is which direction? B to A. Then what is electric field? Resultant electric field. Parallel to what? Parallel to electric field. Resultant electric field is what? Parallel to AB and away from AB. Therefore, direction of electric field due to equatorial line is opposite to dipole moment direction. Remember this is very, very important. Now, if R is greater than L, R square is very much greater than L square. This can be neglected as the previously you have done. Therefore, this is nothing is there. Therefore, P by R square by 3 by 2 you have done. 2 to cancel, R cube P by R cube. Therefore, electric intensity along equatorial line is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. This I have done. Now, you know how to do both the method. Whichever method you love, you feel convenient, you can do it. Right? See now, charge density I'll write. What is charge density? Suppose there are three types of charge density. What is linear charge density, surface charge density, and volume charge density. Linear is denoted by lambda, surface is sigma, this is rho. What do you mean by linear charge density? Suppose I have a wire. The wire, it contains 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 charges. Therefore, what? The length is what? L. L is the length, and number of charges is what? 10. This is 2 meter length. 2 meter length, 10 coulomb of charge. Therefore, surface charge density, that means linear charge density. Linear charge density is equal to what? Charge per unit length. Therefore, linear charge density is lambda is equal to number of charges is Q by L. What is the unit here? See, 10 coulomb per length is what? 2 meter. Therefore, what? 5 coulomb per meter. Right? Unit is what? Coulomb per meter. Linear charge density. Now, what do you mean by surface charge density? Surface charge density. Suppose you have a surface of area. Length is equal to 2 centimeter. 3 centimeter. Length, breadth is equal to 2 centimeter. Put it like this. How many? Now I am writing it, but the diagram is not looking properly. Anyway, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. See, what is the area here? Area is length into breadth. Length into breadth. That is how much? 2, 4, 6 meter square, centimeter square. 6 centimeters square. Total number of charges is what? 3. Each square how much? 1. Each centimeter square. Per centimeter square 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 3 is the 18 charges. 18 coulomb. Then what is surface charge density? Surface charge density. That is what? Surface charge density is equal to ratio of charge by area. Your surface charge density is what? Ratio of number of charges per unit area. Charges in coulomb, area is what? Meter square. Coulomb per meter square it comes. Here what? How many coulombs are there? 18 coulomb. Area is what? 16 centimeter square. But 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Right? Therefore here what? 18 by 16 coulomb by 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, the whole square. Here how many times it goes? 9 by 8. Right? Coulomb into 10 to the power of minus 4 here. 10 to the power of minus 4 per meter square. Therefore, surface charge density you can calculate here. 9 by 8, 10 to the power of, this minus 4 becomes plus 4. It will go up plus 4. Coulomb per meter square. Now, if you want, you can calculate 9 by 8, nearly what? 1 point something. Then what do you understand from this? Surface charge density is equal to this. Sometime the textbook, some book, surface charge density. Suppose it's a large surface area, lot of charges are there. You take a small area here. ds is small amount of area, and how much charges are present here. dq means amount of charges here, because the number of charges vary from area to area. Therefore, surface charge density is also equal to dq by ds. I can write amount of charge present at the thing. Like every city, each city has different density, population density, same thing here. Then next, finally, surface linear surface volume charge density is what? Volume charge density, or volume density you can call. Volume density of charge is equal to charge in a given volume. Therefore, volume charge density is rho is equal to charge by unit volume. Coulomb per meter cube. This is coulomb per meter cube. Okay. Therefore, now you got linear charge density is equal to charge per unit length. This is called linear. This is surface charge density, sigma is equal to Q by A charge by. This is what? Coulomb per meter. Your coulomb per meter square. Your volume charge density rho. This is sigma. Sigma, this is rho. This is equal to Q by V. Coulomb per meter square. Some textbook they write dQ by dl. This is also what? dQ by ds, some surface. This is dQ by dV, volume. Therefore, it depends how you write it. Can you follow? Therefore, in the next class, what I am going to do is what? Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem or Gauss law. See, first you remember what is called electric flux. Electric flux. Flux means number of lines of force. See, number of lines of force. Flux. Suppose there is one area. This is some area. You don't know that area. Small amount of area here. Number of lines of force is coming out. Yes. What lines of force? This is electric. Number of lines of electric field. So many. See, this area is equal to 3 meter square. Here, how many lines are coming? About 150 lines, all electric lines. Then what you write? Amount of lines, number of lines. Here, what is electric lines of force per unit area? Per unit area is how much? This is called total number of lines per unit area. How much it comes? 150 by 3. So many lines per meter square. That means how much? 50 lines per meter square. Per meter square, how much? 50 lines per meter square it comes. Therefore, this is called electric flux. What is electric flux? Per unit area. It is also called electric intensity, they call. This is a new thing. This I will discuss in the next class. What is electric intensity? This is going to see this for Gauss theorem. I have started in the class. How you have to apply it need lot of discussions. Okay. Thank you.